Pickaxe.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Global superstar and comedy sensation Kevin Hart returns for his 5th Netflix special, Acting My Age.
I'm not the same man that I used to be. I go down the stairs sideways. Go ahead, you in a rush? Go around.
With a fresh perspective on life, family, and getting older.
Older you get, the less you can have. Is there sesame seeds on that bun? Get it out of here.
Kevin's bringing his signature high-energy humor and physical comedy in a true return to his stand-up origins. Watch Kevin Hart, Acting My Age, now streaming only on Netflix.
In Walmart's Huluville, everyone ready their cart. Amazing Black Friday deals are about to start. Online and in the app, such great deals to explore. Everything you love from tech, toys, and more. The days to save and the ones to remember. It's only the 25th to the 30th of November. Set your alarms. Don't miss out. These deals are epic, without a doubt. The Who's are all ready, but are you? Walmart Black Friday deals await. Who knew?
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So our orders get all backed up. We're drowning in paperwork, then actually drowning. Carol is fighting off sharks with a stapler, and pirates are pillaging the office copier, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant goes beyond the resume, using unique insights to deliver a smarter shortlist. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
I think we're good to go. I think this is as smooth as it's going to get. So
that's true.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm really glad you're setting up that raid system so that you can really transfer your Balrog most splendiferously. You have to be able to accomplish this stuff when you're working on tech.
That's true. That's a good way in. That's a good way in, is for me to think about your IT-ness by mapping it onto something interesting. Like the Lord of the Rings, or a sci-fi show, or something like that. So that's pretty good.
Interesting. I find it.
I'm kidding. I apologize. That was very rude of me, and I really am doing it for the yucks. I understand that some people like boring things, and that's okay. I don't mean to judge. I don't want to judge you for that. I happen
to find saving money and having control of my own data very interesting.
Actually, okay, fair enough. I apologize. All right. Well, I can do that. May I?
Go then. Do it.
All right.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Bree, unfortunately not able to join us at the moment. So I'm going to take over Bree's intro. I'm going to do my best. And I want criticism. I want feedback, and hopefully I'll never have to do it again. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Randomness Extended Rest for November. I'm Jasper. I play Ruby Pettigrew on Frostbourne. Welcome, everybody, to Extended Rest, where we kick back, look back, and unpack everything our heroes have been through in the past month's episodes, and more this month. Today, we will be discussing November's episodes, and again, more. We're going to be discussing episode 26 for Frostbourne, Ghost in the Machine. We're going to be talking about episode 27, Changing Gears. We're going to be talking about episode 28, Good Samaritans, along with the Halloween special, and maybe a little bit about some Homefront stuff as well. We'll see about that. And today we have with us, I've already introduced myself, Jasper, but we also have Ryan. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey there, everybody. I am your friend Ryan, and speaking of the Homefront stuff, if you've listened to that, I'll be there playing Magar Varlong, who, if you were there for Theriathon, you would have seen me play him there. And if you want to get on our Patreon in the $15 tier and above, you could be listening to the first Homefront right away. No delay.
Where would they go for something like that, Ryan and or Jason? Would it be patreon.com/DANDR?
It would. And we're going to be posting a few more things this week. One is free. Ooh. I managed to salvage next year. It's going to sound so much better, but I did salvage the live show from Dragon Con, and that took effort from me and Michael. We both were recording, and I had to blend the two sources, but it's totally listenable, and it was a really fun session.
It was super fun.
And
we can find out why Michael no longer likes horses.
Well, he doesn't like me.
I think he likes horses a lot more now, and he doesn't like Jason at all. Fair. And Jason, who are you and what do you do for Dungeons and Randomness? What's your role here?
Oh man, what is my role? No, I'm Jason. I usually
Talks about boring tech stuff, yeah.
And I love boring tech stuff. G Soto also loves Satisfactory. I love that game. Oh my god, I played it for years, and every time they released a new tier, and oh man, just gets my nipples hard.
Wow.
What happens when it's only the guys? This is what happens.
Yeah,
this is where we're at.
That's it.
Technically, you're still talking about your role here, so I'm just trying to rein this back in.
No,
your role is thermometer. Yeah,
I let everybody know when the new tier of Satisfactory is out, and
okay, fair enough.
That's basically it.
And you are our fearless leader for all of the epic storytelling that happens here at DNR for over 13 years at this point. Let's be fair. Let's be honest and fair. So we have a lot to talk about for the month of November. This is, well, I'm just going to dive right into it.
Yeah.
We have been on the main feed for Frostbourne. We are now, again, episode 26 and beyond. I've been calling the most recent few episodes the Adamantine arc, where our group, on this endless weirdo quest to find a bunch of artifacts and materials and all sorts of things in order to create this artifact that's going to help Logren's plan of taking the Mountain of Stone Sunder, and in a very kind and bloodless way, all of this has taken us to the Durgar in the mountains near Esterholt, where we are dealing with a bunch of arcane metal, arcane gases, arcane mad kings, regicide, all sorts of things happening. And in episode 26, Ghost in the Machine, we're now finally dealing with this one very specific moment that happened in the episode before that, which is Kolgoth having taken over briefly the body and his brain, basically, of Chimera. And he decided, you know what, I'm going to teach you a lesson, and I'm going to show you what, don't cross me. I'm going to make sure I kill one of your comrades, Austin Quickbolt, Jesse. There. Oh, he killed Jesse, right? Austin is...
He killed Jesse,
wait,
yeah.
He killed Jesse, that's right, sorry.
Yeah.
Austin's great. Austin's doing fantastic with all of this, I'm sure. But Jesse's gone, right? And so this is the ramification episode. Like, what happens next? Chimera enlists the group. He immediately starts talking to Nythera and trying to figure out what to do here. Logren is in another room. This is a little Three's Company. There's a little bit of like going back and forth between different rooms and crossing paths and stuff. But I'm curious, where should we begin here? Ryan, have you caught up with all of this? Do you have any thoughts about all of this?
100%. And one of the things that really impressed me with this is there's a lot of people that something like this, and there might be a lot of paralyzation and fear and not knowing what to do. And Ian really took this and just started running. And it's like, I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to figure out how to communicate with you. And, it's like, we're going to figure out how to clean as much blood as we can. We're going to move the beds. And what we've been saying about the Dice like to tell a story, and they really enabled the cover up. It was very impressive how quickly it went. And of course, Kolgoth seemed to think the whole thing was a laugh riot.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good question. So, Jason, first of all, your thoughts in general, but I'm curious, how would you position Kolgoth's view of this whole scenario?
I mean, I think anything that gets Chimera to lean on him a little bit is always welcome. And of course, this is his fault anyway. So like it's him having to tell the party, him, like there's a like he's kind of getting off on the Schadenfreude of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the secondhand embarrassment. It's like, oh, you're not independent at all anymore. You need to lean on several people to fix this mess. I helped.
Juicy. There's so much flavor in that for him.
I think he said something like "what a rush" or something like that.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. See, right? See, men of a certain age who watch wrestling, and women. I mean,
what a rush!
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I when it comes to Ian in particular, we're very lucky to have Ian on this group and in this story. He's
lucky to have all of you. You're all so fucking good.
Thank you. Thank you. But no, in particular, there's something in particular about Ian that has worked so perfectly with the Kolgoth Chimera dynamic that you hit on, Ryan, which is he wants the dice to tell the story that happens. And so when I roll dice, I'm like, come on, no whammies, let's do this. And I'm rolling the dice. I'm like, oh no, it's a 3. And I'm like, oh no. But when Ian rolls dice, maybe this is just because it's PTSD and he always gets bad rolls, but when he rolls dice, I think he's genuinely like, let's see what it is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's totally fine, because wherever that is, I'm going to lean into that, and that's going to be the best thing that could have possibly happened. And I think that happens constantly with Ian in particular, and hopefully all of us to some degree. But I think it has meant that his journey with Kolgoth and his journey in the party with Kolgoth has been the weirdo roller coaster ride that it was always meant to be. So I really value that.
And there was another aspect of that happened too, is like, and this is how good you guys as a group work together. Jameson is talking to the Austin. It is Austin, right? Because this is kind of in a later episode, this kind of gets confused a few times too, and which means that my brain is looping it a few times as well.
No, Austin is the one who's still alive. Yes,
Austin lives. So like, you guys managed to very quickly get word. I'm pretty sure it was to Jameson what you guys were thinking of, and he's like, "All right, time to keep Austin good and drunk for as long as possible," and like, just so smoothly, you guys figured out how to keep not Jesse busy.
I think that's another aspect of the group is we lean into the fact that they have shorthand. So it's like Nythera would give a look and Logren would understand what that meant, is not just meta-ing around something. It's actually very true to the characters. So
I think it's a credit to everyone on the cast. But Frostbourne specifically right now, I don't think we've had time for anything to get, I don't want to say boring, but like, the same. Like, we'll go from a big boss fight to a murder mystery type thing to you guys finding out like deep lore stuff and it's like every session feels a little bit different, and just the stuff we recorded so far that hasn't been posted, it's like, man, I can't wait to play tomorrow, because like I want to introduce more stuff, and it's been really really fun. You guys have been really good at kind of keeping things moving and never having a session where we're just sitting there going, well, I guess we'll just putter around.
What next? Well, that's the beauty, I think, of what Jameson in particular was the architect, brought it to the table and said, what if the story started here? There's always something that's going to be driving us constantly. It's not where do we go in the world now? It's Logren's going to say, all right, let's get back on track. We got to go. Yeah. We got to work on this plan, and we're all there for that plan. So it's great. All right. So I'm interested. Sorry to cut you off, Ryan. Were you going to say something?
I was. So there's a body.
Yeah.
The body has been effectively destroyed.
Yes.
What happens to what little remains there are? Did they... I believe you said they kind of got crunched up in the gears a little bit, if I remember correctly. Sure.
Yeah. Essentially...
The gears still lead somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, it leads to the ingot that comes out. See, here's the thing. I try to be as descriptive as I can in situations like that. And I don't know what Bree chose to put in there sound effects wise, but I try to help with it's like, oh, it sounds like that. Can you just find a crime somewhere where someone put a body in a compactor?
Don't you have something on your phone? Like, just
dark web sources. Like, what are we? Where are we sourcing from there? So it's it's
get as War of the Worlds as we can when looking for that noise source.
And man, we'll talk about that in a second because now we have to describe what we just found out. Valerie, always the angel of death in terms of like fun facts. So I like to, it's like, yeah, you got rid of the body, but we've always been very, I don't think we've explored souls and ghosts and the other side of things very, very much. And since we're getting into different planes, that might come up one day. Like it'll, but I'm really excited to maybe explore that. For every decision you guys make, there's like 3 things I'm writing down on this side. It's like, can't wait to explore this.
This is like, the terror of playing with you is you got to be careful of what you do next because you know that there's going to be 3 threads that you're going to be able to pull on. It's terror and amazing. Okay, but to your point, Ryan, Chimera. So Nythera helps. Chimera get this body of Jesse out of the room silently, invisibly, takes a couple of potions to make sure that none of this is going to be a big deal. They find Ruby, who is she's bored out of her mind and on another tour of the factory floor, and they find Ruby, who just gets just enough to be able to know that she needs to help open a door and make sure that there's a place for this body to go into without even knowing that there's a body. And all of this happens, right? And while that's happening, Logren is brokering these alliances or, with a little bit of bourbon probably, or whiskey or something. And he's upstairs talking to Drax the Minotaurs. He's talking to Austin. It all is kind of, I don't know, it's coming together, right? By the time we all get to the very end of all of this, I think what ends up happening is Logren has convinced everybody that, just chill out. I want to talk to the Minotaurs. We want to make sure that we know what we're doing later. Like, don't go do anything stupid. I've got a plan here. I think it's a good plan, and I think I can do this for you too. And then at the very end, Chimera basically lets us all know, once he gets us all alone, here's what happened. Mm-hmm. And Ruby and Nythera are really pissed with Kolgoth. And I think that hasn't even begun to truly play out yet into what they might, how they might want to deal with something like that, or if they even can. So that's kind of where things end up there. Any other thoughts about that particular episode? I know there was a lot of Ruby yelling at Kolgoth over Chimera's shoulder.
I got a couple of comments from. So okay, the community for DNR is very interesting to me because I think we tend to skew a little older. There are some players that are still in their 60s, like playing and stuff like that, and I think that's fucking amazing. That I think a lot of podcast communities tend to skew like people in their 20s, people in their 30s, that type of thing. And a lot of our listeners started that way, but like everyone kind of like is filtered into this one thing. So everyone's kind of coming at things from a different angle. And I got a couple of comments that were like, man, they got out of that situation too easy. And I'm like, look, the roles were on their side. And I think that something that's getting glazed over is they like those really, really cool potions and stuff you guys acquired in episode like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You held on to them and used them. That's like 6,000 or 7,000 gold worth of potions just for that one thing. Like I think that's a great use of reincorporating something that came up before. And picking a spot where you're like, man, this is it. This is where we got to use it. Because if we don't, I don't see how we're getting out of this room. I don't see how. So, like, I think a lot of people just would have used it for combat or like kind of a getting what you want in a social situation, maybe trying to intimidate somebody. I think that was gorgeous, and those roles were insane. Just the lying and the, you know what I mean? It's a rare thing in a tabletop game where you guys are performing very well and going, I don't feel good about this. The entire time you're like, man, this sucks. It's fun. I like that.
All right, listen up, nacho chips. Quiet down, crispy potatoes. This is the moment Velveeta's been preparing you for, and you're not about to crack under pressure. Today's the day to go all in on the drip. Velveeta's Heat and Eat Queso is the MVP of any game day spread, so stick by them, and you'll be golden. Now get out there and make delicious history. No tailgate party is complete without Velveeta.
Did my card go through?
Oh no.
Your small business depends on its internet, so switch to Verizon Business. And you could get LTE business internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data for unlimited business.
There we go.
Get the internet you need at the price you want. Verizon Business. Starting price for LTE business internet, 25 megabits per second, unlimited data plan with select Verizon Business smartphone plan savings. Terms apply.
I think it's interesting because in real life, not every crime is punished. That's just the way that things are. Sometimes things just happen in a way where people get away with some things one way. That doesn't mean they're unaffected. We don't know how this is going to play out in the future. We don't necessarily know that we're done with how everybody feels about and reacts to Kolgoth. There's a lot yet to be seen, and I have absolute faith in you guys' ability to take any element and continue to make a good story out of it.
Well, like Jason kind of alluded to a little bit with his threads and our consequences and that sort of thing. We know from 13 years of Theria that, oh, really? They got out easy? Just wait. Hold my beer kind of a thing is likely to happen, or at least if nothing else, there'll be a really good thing that comes out of that later that it's like, oh my God, if right now, maybe they needed that potion and they don't have it. And it's like, we're in a new challenge that's going to be just as bad or worse because we're going to be leveling up at some point, et cetera. So it comes back around is my point.
The wonderful thing about this campaign is there is a built-in difficulty scaling, right? Because the more people you rope into this plan, the more people you meet, the more, and you're roping whole camps and cities and races into this thing. It's like, okay, we have the orcs, we have the Durgar, we're gonna talk to the Minotaur and the Drow, and the more people you rope into this, the harder it's going to get to keep all of them on the same page and keep everybody from jumping the gun or doing something. So the difficulty doesn't just come from, you're going to have to fight harder things as we go because you're going to more dangerous portions of the map. But it's like, there's stuff that just, you could be level 20 and it doesn't matter. Right. Because diplomacy can't be out leveled. You know what I mean? You still have to think, and it's,
I can throw one ball up in the air. I can throw two balls up in the air. Maybe I can juggle with three, but but at some point, Logren and the rest of this team are going to be juggling 8, 9, 10 balls, and you got to be good to do that. And guess what? You can only do it for you got to be really good, and you probably can't do it for very long, right? So it gets challenging. I get that. Let's
I can handle
move
8
on.
balls max. 10.
I'm sure you can. We went to the next episode 27, changing gears. This was an interesting moment, especially for me, for Ruby in particular. But in this particular episode, a couple things happened. We basically were told, hey, listen, this whole reason you're here, you're hanging out, the king went mad, you ended up, your group in some way battled this king, and the king ended up dying, and don't worry, nobody thinks you were responsible. It's all been cleared. You're free to go. Ish. The only thing that then happened was, well, great, but isn't there a new leader? Well, yeah, but the leader's not here. Well, what if we stuck around for a little bit longer? And in fact, why don't you let Ruby go by herself into one of the back corners of the factory floor with a bunch of tools and a bunch of metals and a bunch of Dorgar that are willing to help, and see what you can come up with, because we've got a big old ingot of adamantine that was given to us that we needed to carry. Well, what the hell are we going to do? So we had to come up with a reason or a thing to be able to do with that. But before we get to that, we did meet the new leader, who is a little bit headstrong in terms of battle readiness, maybe a little bit eager to just take things over from a war point of view. What's her name again, Jason?
Valeria.
The Valeria. She was no nonsense, but ultimately, with a couple of good rolls and with Logren's convincing, I think reasonable. I think very agreeable.
Was she wasn't she like recently like exiled or something like that just for being too aggressive?
Yeah, so she's a military leader by trade. And I think the decision-making process was, we need someone disciplined, because our previous leader kind of let it, we really didn't get into it, but it's like, okay, he let maybe ambition and poor decision-making. It's like, hey, if we can harness this, it's everyone who ever wanted to use the One Ring, or, well, we could use this for good. It's like, hey, calm down, Boromir. No. Like, we're not gonna, no. And then it's
very Saruman staring into the thing.
Yeah. And it could have been really cool had it worked out. I'm doing a bunch of rolls behind the scenes, and like there was going to be like a slow buildup of like each time you see him, it would have been. But one, you weren't going to be in the city that long. Two, the rolls didn't go that way. And three, I think this is interesting because Valeria is a character I've been working on behind the scenes, and I thought you'd run into her way further into the campaign and not in charge of the entire city. So I'm anxious to see where this goes.
Yeah, for sure. And with that, and I think that accelerated a few things, because there was a conversation between Logren and Valeria where Valeria basically just said, okay, listen, normally I would just say, time's up. We're going to go take over Stone Sunder and we're going to do it our way. But nice to meet you. I see that you have a plan. I see that you have an honorable plan. Fair enough. I can respect that. I'll give you, 4 months?
Yeah,
that's not a lot of time.
Well, it's huge for her. That's
100% for her. She was like, tomorrow we're going. Okay, fine. I'll give you a lot of time. But Logren's like, 4 months to get my plan ready. Oh my God. Okay, let's do this.
I was a terrible history student. But having done this show, I've had to look into history and leaders and stuff like that. Military leaders tend to like to, there's always even when there's a new boss in a workplace, it's like there's a new sheriff in town, we're doing it this way.
Yeah.
Military leaders tend to like to give someone something to do right away, and that usually ends up being a war. So historically speaking.
Oh, for sure. This was a long time to get. This was quite a concession from her point of view. But the pressure's there. There's not just a general time that Logren has of like, as soon as we can make this happen, I want to make it happen. I've waited years and years and years, but I want to do it soon. Now there's quite literally like a clock that in some way, shape, or form, there's got to be some sort of plan here that is going to make a lot of people happy. And so that juggling just got even more challenging, I think. Let's move over to Ruby having a week-long hyperfixation where she barely slept, and she created the most amazing thing from my point of view and Ruby's point of view.
What if MacGyver had resources right there?
Yes. That's it. Yeah, go for it.
What's really interesting about this to me is the behind-the-scenes stuff that nobody got to see yet. And so we all got very excited in the session. You can hear it. The idea of this coming together and the roles coming together, and then you guys are just going to stay for a week. It's like, ooh. And we all have a very different idea of what this thing looks like, moves like, sounds like. And we all have mood boards on the basement. Like, we're like, here's some things that I've, and our mood boards are very different. And we're going to have to sit down and design this thing
yes.
one day where it's like, okay, yeah. And the doors would fit, because this is how you get a Cybertruck if you don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's got to do that. And it doesn't work. So what we're going to be like, we have to get into a call and it's like, okay, and the doors do this. And because you're designing like a VW bus type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm envisioning it more like a Mako Warthog, like almost like if you look at the Nikola Motors, like that kind of thing, like a slightly more fantasy futuristic thing. So it's, I can't wait to see what the final version looks like, and then we got to hand it off to an artist. It's like, please,
100%. I honestly feel like we're going to have a big list of it. We know it's got a hatch. We know it has doors. We know it has this.
Yes.
We know it has this. Give us
where does that all
3
fit?
versions. Yeah. Give us 3 completely different concepts of what that could be, and then we'll hone it from there.
Right.
So. So Ruby with Logren's assistance there, obviously, because I think they're the engineers, but Ruby was sort of that mechanic. She's the Kaylee Firefly, sort of working on this thing. They've, whatever it is, she's calling it the Gear Heart. It's a vehicle. It's going to be able to carry them and some stuff and some gear. And she's really proud of it. She slept for, 2 days afterwards because she hadn't slept the whole week, but very, 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 very proud of it. And I think I don't want to leave this behind. It wasn't just, yay, we have a little car that we can drive around in. It's almost like, hey, really cool. Do you mind if we take those plans? Is what the Durgar are saying, because we may be able to use that for something. That is cool. And Ruby's like, oh yeah, so cool, but also absolutely terrifying, and I don't want to know where that's going to go.
I love the expression, be it you're talking about guns or nukes or something. It's like, you can't uninvent the wheel. Like, once it exists, it exists, and it's out of your hands what someone else does with it. And it's not just the Duragar. Like, you're taking this thing on a cross-country voyage
everywhere.
It's like, what is that? What, like, it's going to be like it's like the first person to invent the flashlight. It's like, holy shit, that's not fire at all. Like, that's great. Right. How did you do that? Like, it's going to be, it's going to be literally world changing. And that's interesting, especially, oh my God, if you get this to Brightport.
Ruby already has thoughts about how that would go.
The way you describe the core that powers this device, on the other hand, now can we talk about that a little bit? What is this? Because the way you describe it is like, you describe it as being like very radioactive. Now, without getting too specific, I do have to deal with radioactive materials on a regular basis. I know that thick enough, like lead, can be used for like shielding. We definitely, there's how good of a shield. Adamantine is going to be a very dense metal. Does that shield it pretty darn effectively? Is it so radioactive effectively that it only matters so much? What are we talking here?
So, okay. It's not exactly radioactive in the same way we know it. So, the Forge Core was designed to power cities, basically, or giant forges. So you're taking that, and a fair amount of the frame is adamantine for the vehicle, but you can't make it all out of that, or it's just going to crawl, right?
Yeah, an adamantine spring wouldn't spring right, probably. I don't know.
Have you ever watched The Martian?
I have not. I know it, but I have not watched it.
Yeah. Matt Damon movie. It's really cool. But there's a portion of the movie where he has to dig up a depleted uranium core for something, and it's in the cab of the thing he's driving with him, and it's shielded, but it's very much like, woo, like, it's so this is, imagine a chunk of something that is in the heart of this vehicle, that it's not meant to be mobile. It's not meant to be shaken around. It is not meant to power this thing. You're cramming a lot of, let's call it, voltage into something that it's like, I don't know where exactly the red line is. We have gauges, but these are guesses. We don't know, because none of this has been tested. And yeah, it's going to come up here and there. And it's yeah, please.
How much rolling behind the scenes are you doing to see how much it's affecting the people that are encased in this radiation sausage with it?
I don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo anything, they'll all be dead. They'll all be, Mary Curie. Like, they're all dead. Like, it's like, hey, you discovered radium, you're dead. Like, so I'm not doing that. But there are things that are happening on a timeline, and it's not necessarily bad. It's just, we know this now. Let's write that down. Again,
what I mean? Consequences. Everything that we're doing, that's going to have some sort of consequence. You can't just have a vehicle that's never existed before with arcane energy and think that Jason's going to be okay with that.
Yeah, I think Ruby would do great with a third and fourth punching arm.
There's one thing that I will say on the side that I meant to bring up back in these episodes and completely forgot it, and it's too late, and it's whatever. But I was thinking during that week with her working on that on the Gearheart, that she probably would have wanted to upgrade some of her her gloves with a little bit of adamantine here and there. But that's for another day.
Can I tease something? Just because something has already happened as a result of that core, and it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be something has already happened because it came in contact with something else, and it's in play.
I don't want to know more. Okay, well, I love it. I love it already.
It came in contact with the ruined, destroyed corpse, and now we're just going to have coming out very "this is my hole" shaped.
Oh my God. All right. So we've got the Gearheart. So we've got this vehicle, right? Which means that we can carry this huge ingot that we needed for this artifact that we're building, or that we're going to be building at some point. That's going to help Logren's plan for taking back Stone Sunder Mountain. So there's all these reasons for it. It's being carried. It's like underneath underneath it. Nobody would even know that it's there necessarily. It might just look like it's part of the vehicle. And if somebody got their hand near the vehicle, they would come back with no hand, just the way that Ruby keeps putting it. So don't even try, because it wasn't built for safety. It was built for driving. So we get ready to leave. We get ready to leave this the Durgar stronghold. All great. We go into episode 28, Good Samaritans. The little tagline that I had written: the group heads back to Esterhold in the Gearheart and picks up a hitchhiker along the way. So we're going and going and going. That doesn't even begin to explain what happened in this episode, because we're driving this thing. It's like whatever it is, and whatever your vision of the Gearheart is, it's basically a big old lawnmower sound go-kart that's covered. That at least it's warm in there, and probably not that comfortable, and going and going and going and going and going, and they're trying to make their way back to Esterhold. They're probably stopping every few hours, taking a good long break, and then at some point, with some amazing Foley, once again, thank you so much, Bree, for all of your editing genius, a little storm appears. And that storm wasn't just a little storm. It was literally raining blood out of the sky. No explanation. Just fun. Go for it.
You did. That was such the best Ruby moment here, by the way, because after this happens, if I remember correctly, there was some talk. Was it this one where it's like, that seems like it might be related to the gods up on the mountain or something like that? And there was like, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that. And then Ruby's like, how do we not? It was perfect. Very on brand.
I think she also, for those moments, she always looks to Logren like I'm a little overstimulated and I'm a little overwhelmed. Can you make a decision? And he's just like, don't pay attention. Forget it. Don't worry about it. We'll do it later.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
So for those worried, that you're not going to get a true explanation for the blood thing, listen to Homefront.
Boom. We'll get to Homefront in a minute. Good for segueing, pre-segueing. These travel die rolls are something else, right? We have no idea. And it doesn't ramp up. I mean, the table is not like 1 is okay and 100 is bad. It's like 57, 58, 40, 13. They could all be absolutely terrible. They could all be completely innocuous. Does not matter. We have no idea what it is. So it's just a matter of looking this thing up. And all of a sudden, there's blood outside raining down. Okay, fine. We sort of deal with that. It's a little bit creepy. We don't know quite what's going on. But then there's another
windshield wiper.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe we should talk offline at some point, Jason, about all of the ideas that Ruby has, and we'll see what's possible. Then there's another storm somewhere off in the distance, lightning crashing in the mountains where the gods are known or expected to live in some way, these newer gods of Theria. All of this either is related, all of this is not related. We don't know. And at the same time as all of this is happening, a flare gets shot up out of Esterholt. We can see in the distance, shoots off into the sky. Holy hell, like what next? What fresh hell are we going to have to deal with along the way? So, first of all, thoughts? Second of all, what the hell?
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra, the official beer partner of the NBA, is bringing NBA fans closer than ever this season with chances to win great prizes, including courtside tickets. Enter now at michelobultra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Courtside 25 to 26. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on October 1st, 2025 and ends on June 30th, 2026. Multiple entry periods. See official rules at michelobultra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is on now with awesome deals on their most popular models, including adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid. There's also the stylish Elantra, packed with the latest tech. Or go electric with the Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. Offers in January 5th, 2026.
Look, I know what's going on, but I want... So, okay. One of the toughest things about Frostbourne, I've said it before, is... it's not starting over, but it feels like it in a lot of ways because so much has changed. I just sent an article that will be published, but I had to send an article about Esterholt over to the group so that they can kind of know the general history if they asked around. And it's massive. It's massive. Yeah. So it's speaking for characters that are no longer on the show and trying to keep it in character to what they're, what they would do, and not bothering people who just haven't been on the show in 10 years because they're busy or haven't, you know what I mean? Just it's every time you go anywhere now, things have changed. So we have to ask what has changed, what would stand out immediately. And then it's been challenging. And the good news is that it's given me a lot of content to post. Very, very soon.
For sure. And yeah, I think not going to get into it now because there's another time and place for it. But yeah, our characters, we're sort of in this weird limbo space of we know Theria, but we don't know this new updated Theria. But what would our characters already kind of know? What would they pick up and get a sense of when they're in an inn and overhearing a conversation? And what would they pick up on? And what could they infer? These are things that we could keep asking questions, but I think our characters would just generally absorb things in a particular way that when you give us lore to be able to read, a couple of pages or more of here's what's happened over the last 100 years in Esterholt, that provides us with some springboards that I think makes sense for our characters to either pick up on, or we can also, we can meta it a little bit and say, well, Ruby would never know that, but she probably would have picked up on that tension or whatever it was. She might not know the details, but she would have said like, yeah, that reminds me. I saw that thing, down the street. Anyway, there's all sorts of amazing things happening in the background that are wonderful. But when it comes to this flare, and then there's blood, and then there's lightning, and then there's the gods, and then it's almost sorry, I'm rambling a little bit, but we just watched here at my family, we watched a Hitchcock movie, and we were talking about the idea that Hitchcock was a master of tension. Every movie is just this, you immediately empathize with, what if I had a broken leg and I were watching a murder mystery unfold outside my window? And
okay, so Rear Window. I was about to say, what did you watch? Yeah. Like, okay.
Well, no, we watched North by Northwest in this case, but it's like that. Okay. What if I got mistaken for this person, and then I had to sort of lean into it, and now I killed a person, but I didn't actually kill them, and it's just this tension of like, but, and I think that's the tension that we're seeing right now with us is, yay, we got the gear hard. That's so cool. Well, there's blood. Oh my God! There's lightning where the gods live. What the hell is that? Is that even a thing? Should we be thinking about the gods? Is something bad going on? Oh my God! There's a flare in Esterholt. What's going on? And then there's more. We've recorded more of stuff that's going on. It's like, what the hell? There is so much happening that and yet makes sense for the world and makes sense for where we're headed and for this story. So I love it. But I don't want to forget. Ruby almost hit somebody. True. She almost invented vehicular manslaughter. But what they did invent, that's true. Yeah, I mean, but what they collectively invented was picking up a hitchhiker. Yeah. And this hitchhiker, Cliff, oh boy, not in great shape, had been mauled by something. I gave him a little bit of healing potion, but you know what? We can't leave him out there. That's terrible. What a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me.
No, please go.
This was so cool because you could hear like just a little bit of like a, wait, is this a mistake? Which is what everybody that picks up a hitchhiker probably thinks at one point in time or another, I guess.
I don't know why we thought it was going to be okay. Oh, this would be nice.
Yeah. But hey, maybe you were making it about, you know what? You don't know because we do know that Logren is supposed to be getting a follower at some point. This could have been a soft introduction for a follower. We don't know. Anything could have happened, but that's not what happened.
No.
You did your best to help this person that had been out doing some hunting, doing some exploring, had a party. They got attacked by something. Nobody knew what it was. It happened too quick. We just know that Cliff got away. And you were helping him and you were bringing him back to town. You were being good people. You get to the town. The guards are like, hey, how you doing? And
cool car.
Yeah. What is this? What's this bad boy run on? What are the specs?
Yeah.
Oh, Ruby's happy to do that for a few hours. Yeah. No problem.
But you didn't have a few hours, it turned out.
No, because what happened, Jason? What did you do to us? I mean, what happened in the story?
I will point out, G Soto said it in the chat.
I agree with G Soto's. Yeah, I see it too.
It's like, oh, Jason screwed us. He wouldn't do it that soon again. So it's okay. I am not most of the time pulling shit out of my ass on the spot. I do a lot of prep. It is my full-time gig. I don't want anyone to get too comfortable, obviously, but I also don't want you to think everything is out to hurt you, because it very much has not been.
No.
You know, but meanwhile, your own wife in the chat says screwing is like his default. So actually, there's a few ways to look at that. Never mind.
Wrong chat. Sorry, wrong chat.
That was private, sweetie.
Moving on.
If there's anything dungeon masters are known for, it's their sexual prowess. That is definitely.
No, but to that point, it's this Hitchcockian, like. I
don't think you know what Hitchcock means. Like the Hitchcockian. I think that might be a different.
Fine, it's a different podcast, but
that's right.
No, but there's always a level of tension.
Yes,
and that's right for us because that keeps us moving and it keeps us on our toes. It doesn't make us comfortable.
But it also, you've run into people that have helped you out because, like, okay, the orcs, perfect example. That could have gone differently, but like,
sure.
I think a lot of people are listening. It's like, here we go. It's like, no. And then you get a little further and a little further. Like there have been like the entire Duragar situation that it's like, okay.
Our friend, when we first got to Aubrey, there was a nice woman who makes masks and hats and stuff like that for the people of Aubrey. I fully expected her to become whatever and try to destroy us. She's totally nice as far as I know.
She's just making a living.
Right. And then there's the hag, of course, that lives in the mountains. That's just a woman. That's not a hag whatsoever. Jason continues to suggest she's definitely a hag. But the point is that
here's the thing. If I don't do something to you, you guys just assume it is anyway and just keep forcing. Like,
it's a hag. Totally hag. Listen, but here's the point. I will admit that it is easy to remember the times that we're like, let's do something nice. Oh crap, a werewolf.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's hard to remember all of the nice people we meet. We've met plenty of wonderful people throughout lots of NPCs that have been very, 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 sometimes rubes a little bit like, yeah, I'll give you 10,000 gold to help me with this dumb thing. Okay, sure. But you're right. It's not always about screwing us over, but it is. I will still maintain that I love the fact that we can meet a priest in Aubrey who seems to be a little bit naive and maybe a little bit too much like, I don't know, help me do this little tiny thing. I'll give you a massive, fortune to do it. And we don't argue with that. And we're still wondering when the shoe's going to drop for that, right? And that's kind of a good place for us to be, is because our characters would be too. We're not going to trust everybody. So
right.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Nor should you.
So, speaking of shoes dropping.
Oh,
it's right around this set point. Go. Yeah, please. Oh yeah. I want to hear how you say it.
I want to pose. I want to pose this, and it's. This is going to sound terrible, but just ride with me for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the closest people to me in my life. You are family. I love you all very dearly. We are not friends when I am DMing.
No, that's very clear.
We all
have that contract.
Right. I have a job to do, and I have to follow my own set of rules or it means nothing. So, I
not only respect that, that's what keeps us coming back.
You could say we demand it, actually. We'll complain, but we demand it.
It's true. So here we are at the gates of Esterholt with the Gearheart. Ruby's really proud of this thing. She's like looking it over thinking, man, that Mark 1 is pretty cool, but Mark 2 is going to be something else. And next thing you know, turns out to be Cliff.
Good old Cliff. Good old reliable Cliff.
Lycanthropy Cliff, we call him.
You should have seen this coming, honestly.
Well, honestly, what's funny is I listened to it again just a couple days ago, and Jameson asks, not as Logren, but as Jameson, so I know it was genuine. When you listen to him, after it's like all of a sudden Nythera's pulled into the thing and there's pulled in and there's this stuff, there's battle starting to happen and weird things that happen. And Jameson says, hey, where's Cliff? And it's like, I listened to it and I'm like, oh my God, did we really not know that? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I was genuinely going to ask.
Either.
I was genuinely going to ask. It's like, okay, the mauling, nope. Okay.
There was a moment that I thought, I hope Cliff is okay.
Oh, I do too.
He was not okay. Yeah, he was not okay. Cliff was not Cliff anymore. And but weirdly, we were so immersed into it that I think we were feeling the same way in that moment of like surprise, like what's happening? Oh God, we need to get out of here. What about our hitchhiker friend? And it's like, it all dawned on us. Well, anyway, a brief surprise battle happened.
Yeah.
Cliff. Thankfully, not a whole lot of damage was done. However, Chimera did get mauled. And Kolgoth, once again, this weird dynamic between them, which I think is beautiful for it. Kolgoth is going to do his damnedest to keep Chimera okay, but always consequences. And what happened? What happened, Jason? Can you describe a little bit what happened for Chimera in that moment of being mauled with Kolgoth?
So there are devices you can buy for old people. Where if they start to fall down, it inflates.
Stop talking about my health and talk about the game.
So it's kind of like, okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. If Chimera dies, the game is over. And I think that's obviously like Kolgoth is like, okay, got to keep you alive. But wouldn't it be neat if? And he's doing his level best to, you know, to use what power he has to help, but he's not on that plane. He is in hell. So he's doing tech support, basically. So it's like, all right, open the case. What do you see? Like that type of thing. So he's trying to, so it's like, well, here's what I can do. I could just pump you full of demonic energy. There are side effects. You're going to look a little really Hellboyish, real cool. Not going to help you trust-wise in the city, probably, maybe. So we're going to have to, but you definitely won't die. And, you know, like it's like not knowing medicine, but what if spackle worked on humans? Do you know what I mean? Right. Like it's like, well, I've got this, I've got caulk. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting. And I think at this point in sort of for extended rest, we're at the end of the episodes where Chimera has been protected, but we're still at the gates. And what's going to happen next? Are they going to let us in? Do they think and Cliff, by the way, ran off into the opposite of the sunset, right? To the moonset.
Head of flame. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Is this why you pinned mega werewolves?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You pinned in the chat mega werewolves. It says right in the stream chat.
Pinned by DNR podcast, mega werewolves. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm curious what mega werewolves means.
Me too.
Fiery headed werewolves named Cliff, I assume.
In any case, what we need to know here is, what we can assume here is that there's a lycanthropy thing going on, and this is not the first lycanthropic thing we've dealt with on the road. So there's some stuff happening out there one way or the other, no doubt. And again, no doubt we're going to have to deal with this in some way, shape, or form at some point. We've got to get into Esterholt. Ruby's going to be really clear about wanting to protect the Gearheart in some way so that this isn't just driven off by, a guard or something.
Right. It doesn't have keys.
Going on.
Like it's
there's a Mark II or III coming up here where it's like, hang on, let's get this.
Hey, I just invented the club. Let's
yeah. The only good news about it is that she probably thinks like if somebody touches this thing, they're gonna get shocked. No, like 80% chance. So like it's kind of got like its own little security system in there because she knows where not to touch.
I think it's like right now there's you have the good fortune of it being a comfort level thing. Like, okay, if I walked into the cockpit of a 737, I'm not driving that thing down a runway and I'm not taking off because there's 600 buttons and I'm like, I don't know. Even if I could get up into the air, getting down is way harder. And I don't own Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that would be the thing where it's like, and how does this go? What do I do? Like you have that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
As time goes on, that's going to get less and less plausible as,
1,000%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we'll see where this goes. But that does take us to the end of the current episodes for the Frostbourne campaign. However, couple of things happened also in the feed, which we'll get to. Number one, I have a really amazing Halloween special. I think
that was so fun.
I say this having had nothing to do with it whatsoever. It was one of the best things to listen to in the feed for a very, very long time. It's so much fun. It sounded like for everybody, a really, really cool one shot that it's not short either. This is not a 45-minute Halloween special. This is
it's like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty deep and worth it for sure. Any comments about that, Ryan?
It was really great because there was a group hired for a job to go into this thing to go check things out, but it turned out there was a killer among us. But was there? It was so Jason came up with this fun idea. What if I tell everybody ahead of time? What if I tell everyone that I talked to one of the players ahead of time? And guys, if you haven't listened to this yet, stop listening to this, listen to the Halloween special, then come back for this, because there's no way to talk about this without spoiling it for you.
Yeah.
But I don't know the last time that there was such a solid M. Night Shyamalan twist in an episode. Better, really, than most of them, I would say.
That's high praise. Better than The Happening? Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe not The Happening, but...
Do you know what's crazy about The Happening? And it bothers me. Like, okay, here we go. Let's talk about The Happening. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I grew up...
Was it the way that the aliens were vulnerable to water?
It has nothing to do with the movie. It has nothing to do with the movie at all. It has nothing to do with it. This is me. I like to spot actors and voice actors and stuff like that. I grew up a huge Kevin Smith fan until he just kind of decided to get high and give up for a short period. Wish him all the best. Good for him. The guy who plays Dante is in The Happening, but only from here down. He's driving the Jeep that gets into the accident at a certain point. Go watch The Happening. That is the actor who plays Dante, just from here down mostly. I think you see his eyes in the rearview mirror at some point, and I'm like, what was that call like? I know it's just like an extra thing, but damn, that's weird. That's the biggest movie you've probably ever done. That's crazy. Anyway,
I like Dante. I'm not going to rewatch The Happening just for that scene.
You don't have to. You don't have to. It's just for me. That's just for me.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So how? Sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. So they're going through this area. There's other people in there with them. Some of them. What? I don't remember exactly how you described it, but it was like there's like this goo thing, and then there's like things in some of their blood that's reacting strangely. It's been a month since I listened to this particular, but
sure.
But maybe how do we break down this for anybody that doesn't spoil it to the people that are here that want to be here with us but haven't had a chance to listen to this yet?
Look, okay. It's got heavy murder mystery vibes, but layer on a nice dose of horror.
And paranoia.
And paranoia. Oh, paranoia and horror are great. So yeah, I without spoiling it, I think that's as much. It earns the 4-hour time.
I think thing. So. I think.
Yeah.
It's
I got to play getting to play with people I haven't played with in a while too was great.
Yeah.
Ryan Garner's there, and like it's Alex is there, and like
all
it's
the
really
hits.
Neat. Yeah,
for sure. I would even say,
good Ryan, which is like really rare right now.
You son of a. So anyway, Homefront is going to be down one player in the near future.
Let's talk about Homefront for just a second. This is more of a teaser than anything else.
Yeah.
And this is coming from something that Bree had sent as well. So I'm kind of reading off of a script here to respect the work that Bree has put into this. Before we jump into Homefront, a quick bit of context. Homefront is our newest campaign. It's almost a side or connected campaign, or I don't know what to call it exactly, but it's not a completely different campaign. It's definitely a different group, but it is within the same world. And at the same time as what's happening with the rest of the folks in the Frostbourne campaign. Currently, Homefront is available early to $15 plus patrons on patreon.com/DANDR. Episode 1 just dropped in the last couple of days. It will come into the main feed eventually is the plan. There's no release date for that, where this is into the future, but it's officially begun and it ties directly to this world. So we wanted to talk about it here just for a minute, just like any other active show. Not spoiling anything that happens beyond the premise. So we can't go there. Don't want to go there because we want you to experience this for the very first time. But what I'll read here is what Bree wrote. Homefront throws us right into Fort Frostbourne, which is where a lot of where we started, but that we've moved away from in a lot of ways. But Fort Frostbourne still exists. Logren's still throwing people back there, like, hey, go to the fort, go be part of this thing. So there's a cast of characters who are all dealing with the same shared reality. Winter is there; it's coming. Supplies, especially food, are running dangerously low. And if something doesn't change, people are going to start starving. We got this, we got to Fort Frostbourne, and it was, as Logren kept saying, it's a shithole. Like, it's basically, it's not even 4 walls, and it's a bunch of snow. And what are you going to do here? There's Indigo June, played by Karen, detail-oriented elven druid with a southern drawl to die for. Mr. Hector, played by Michael, a half-orc, half-elf without a ton of intellect and potentially a gambling issue. Magravar Longfang, a seasoned, suspicious Araka cleric who craves violence and trusts nothing. Last and least, Bree wrote, I did not do that. Rhyme and Reason, Nefcult. Rhyme played by Kelsey and Reason played by Bree. They are Dragonboard who just sort of showed up one day and started helping out, which is amazing. After being rounded up, the group is assigned an urgent quest: go find food, real food, enough for the fort to make it through the winter. The fort has been given a tip. Oh, and by the way, winter is the norm for this, where we are in the world of Theria right now, but winter's not even there yet. This is summer. Like, this is it's blizzard outside. That's the warmest it's going to get.
Way worse.
Right?
Oh God! Wait till you see. Oh, it's going to be
We're
great.
not even there yet. The fort has been given a tip that there's an underground source of vegetation, and Homefront, as a group, is setting out to find it. So that's the premise, with a little bit of, not spoiler, but a bit of detail. But please go check it out. How does it feel, Brian? How does that feel? Does that feel right, Jason?
Interjecting really quick. Pajama Party asked, question, how much has the Discord and the games helped with Homefront? So, in 2026, we're really focusing on content and a lot of things. You are helping quite a bit. And Reno is going to be running the Discord games and fort updates, because they just have a bit more time than I do, and we're setting it up. Alan is helping. So those projects, you're going to see them. We're going to catch up and catch up for the fact that, like, this year it's been really spotty, and I apologize. There's just been so goddamn much, and we're
calibrating. We're figuring it all out. We have so much we want to do.
It's been a big adjustment year. So, like,
so much we can do.
So yes, it very much helps out. And there's some stuff we're going to try in 2026 that I'm really excited about, but I'll save that for the end of the show. Ryan, please. I'm so sorry.
Oh, how dare you, frankly. It's, you know what, doing this Homefront right now, we've got a few in the can, and I have a new appreciation for how Frostbourne is coming to these extended rests, knowing a little bit of what's happening next, because you really want to talk about it. You really want to share it with anybody, but you know you can't spoil, and you're really excited. This first session that's released, what I can tell you without spoiling anything, there's a lot of, we're establishing our characters, we're establishing who we are, we're establishing what we're doing, and I can't wait for people to find out what's going to happen, because we're having a lot of fun with it. And I get to be very angry about things.
I love it.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
Hello, I'm Diane Morgan. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, who cares? I'm here to explain Italian Time, a holiday phenomenon where Italians throw away their clocks and gather for eternity with San Pellegrino. I've been at this party so long that I've eaten 5 courses, hugged someone's grandma twice, and been offered a job in the family restaurant. So this holiday season, make sure to bring enough San Pellegrino to last you through the meal, the after meal, and the entire goodbye ritual. San Pellegrino, holiday on Italian Time.
I want to apologize to anybody in the chat, because apparently Twitch is just losing connectivity. Like, everything's solid on this side. We're fine. Mm-hmm. We haven't lost anything. But on Twitch, the chat room keeps crashing. Like, it's not.
Oh, sorry.
As we're getting very close to wrapping this up, one thing I want to talk about before we do This should be when this actually gets released into the main feed and gets the most listeners. This will be the last week of Jameson's Lobstar Kickstarter campaign. And so if you can, get over to Kickstarter, look for Lobstar or Very Big Comics. And maybe let's see if we can get that all the way over that. It's already succeeded. So if you join into it, you're going to get a comic. But we really want to get it past that stretch goal. So if you're catching this within about a week from when this hits the main feed, we can help out a Jameson and get more fun comics out for people.
Yeah, and to even be more specific, we're here on November 22nd. We've got days left for Lobstar. This is 2025. So if you're listening to this well into the future, you missed your window.
Oh, am I off by the Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Whatever it is, we're here at the end of November. So point being, we got a week or two here, but definitely we'll have a link to Jameson's Lobstar Kickstarter in the episode description as well.
There we go.
I have said it before. Thank you so much, Jasper, for doing the intros to the episodes and keeping people abreast of things. I get overwhelmed with stuff like that. I could write a 10,000 page article, but I can't do that.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I get it 100%. That's how your brain is wired. We have different wired brains. And so, yeah, I'll plug myself, or not plug myself. I'll plug what that is, because it's not about me. But if you're on Patreon, you may be listening to the episodes on Patreon through that particular feed, which is ad free. And to get that, you would go to patreon.com/DANDR and be part of our Patreon. However, and that's a boon. That's a benefit. You want that for sure. And that means you're just going straight into that story and you're listening and you're catching right up. What I do to make sure that everybody's kind of caught up for the main feed, if you're listening on your podcast, platform of choice, I come in there, I add a little bit of upfront. I'm like, hey, here's some of our partners. Here's what we're up to. And by the way, here's a little bit of if you haven't been listening, or if I need to catch you up real quick, here's what happened last time, and here's what you're going to get this time. And I'm having a little bit too much fun with it. Last time, they're getting longer. Let's put it that way. And I'm gonna pare it back down. But the point is that, go check it out. Go check it. I have fun doing it. And sometimes, actually every time in the middle of the episode, there's a little bit of a teaser, a little stinger where I come in, I go talk about Patreon, Discord. Every once in a while, there's an Easter egg there for something. I make little commercials. There's one for Spagushers. There's one for Bonzos. There'll be more coming up in the future as well.
I'm so sorry for Spagushers.
That's awesome. And I'm going to piggyback on that. Speaking of Spagushers, there have been a couple of requests for, hey, here we are at the end of November. The holidays are coming up. How's the merch store doing? How's the DNR shop? We'll have a link to that, of course, in the episode description as well. We've got all the old hits. We've got all the Frostbourne stuff. We've got a bunch of things. But people have been asking for, maybe some old hits that haven't been seen in a while. Maybe something new. Get a little classics in there. So we'll just be on the lookout for some stuff coming up in the merch shop here in the next week or two. But most importantly, and Jason, you can take us out on all of this. A couple of big things happening. Number one, there's a lot of stuff coming up for 2026 for sure. But there's something coming up right now and to December 31st, 2025, that's also in the feed that you can listen to. And I'm sure you want to talk about something called The Casting Call.
Yeah, man. We debated on that a lot. Because we're an 18-person cast plus Tom, Tyler, Jake, they're all, but scheduling is a nightmare. People have kids, people have work, people have lives, people move, people do house renovations. So as we get further into Frostbourne, I want to do campaigns that are tangentially linked to that, but not necessarily dependent on it. Like the Fort is doing its own thing. So if Frostbourne ever gets back to the Fort, it's going to be a totally different thing. And they're going to have their own stories that are, it's like, look, it's like webisodes back in the day. Like if you watched it, like there was a short period of time where like The Office had webisodes where we're not focusing on Michael Scott, we're focusing on the accounting department, and there'd be little 8-minute episodes online, and we don't do that no more because why would we? But it doesn't make the stuff happening on Patreon mean less. It's like, holy shit, they have a whole. So if you're listening to that, you'll get an entirely different side of the story. It's like, hey, what did happen to that fort? Why? And then there's 2 more I'm planning. That I'm going to require some people. So the casting call is for the first time in many, many years. Ryan, you were the last one to slip in, and then the door closed. Yeah. And it's been
Willy Wonka style. Like, it's been a long time since anybody's seen the Chocolate Factory.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing that just because the door closed doesn't mean that there isn't a window open. Or maybe it's the fire escape that, man, there's room for someone to get in.
So what we want you to do is send an email to us with an elevator pitch for a character. If you send me 5 pages to read through, it doesn't automatically disqualify you, but it does count towards does not follow instructions. Like, it's just a little, it's like, so send us, it's not just about your character, it's you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. If you want to include a snippet of your voice, you can. We've had people ask to do that. This is just the first wave. Getting to December 31st, we wanted to give everybody a chance, right? So please jump in, send us that, and then we're going to start getting into calls with people. We're going to start, filtering the field down. And yeah, we don't know exactly how many people we're taking yet. It depends on how many. It's probably not going to be more than 3 or so. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, we just don't know yet.
We need new friends. That's basically what it is.
And honestly, I've been having to do everyone's dry cleaning as the new guy for long enough. We're overdue.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
I don't even need t-shirts dry cleaned is the thing. I'll just make you do it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
So casting call, big deal. This is, I remember when I did the casting call, 11 years ago or something, and the excitement and the nervousness. It was so, I can absolutely recall it. It was so much fun and so weird and wonderful. So, but don't be nervous. I think Jason said it elsewhere. We need new friends. We want new friends, and we want you to be that person. So, not that all of you aren't already, but we I don't know. We want a little bit of extra. So come on in.
I like to think that we're a community that is very approachable. I have people reach out to me. It's like, I'm so sorry to bother you. It's like, you're not bothering me. Talk to me. This is my job. I want to talk to you guys. I want to answer questions. I want to be around. So, like, even if you don't get on the cast, you're still part of the family, the DNR, you can't get out. Like,
no, we'll pull you back in.
Yeah.
I will find you.
Yeah, it's like truly the nicest cult that you could ever be part of. Like, it's so.
And in this day and age,
yeah, honestly, this is
cults.
protection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there are worse cults. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah. We will sick the mega werewolves on you that don't exist.
I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But,
Should we? Let's close this out. Is there anything else for 2026? Any other news? Any other comments?
Any other hints?
Yes. So, okay, 2026. Here's some things to look forward to as the year wraps up and as we move into the new year. We have a handle on what Frostbourne is. Homefront is underway. We have a few episodes of that. I'm editing those. I'm editing Javas. We're doing stuff like that. You are going to get a total update of our World Anvil throughout the year. You're going to get interactable maps where you can click on things and see things. You can pin them for your own. Like, if you want to keep track of little conspiratorial things at home, you can mark them on a map. They could be your personal notes. We're going to have little contests for guesses on what's going to happen with the story, and we're going to, kind of highlight Discord members. You're going to get full written recaps of every single episode as they come out for every campaign. You are going to get artwork. We're working on a lot of things. So the artwork is kind of it kind of is tied to us getting the Patreon up, us being able to grow the audience. You guys have been immensely supportive. We want to, double, triple the audience so we can do more stuff. We're never going to have a budget of like a Critical Role or Dimension 20, but we don't need that. We just want to support local artists, and we decided a long time ago we're not going to use AI.
We would be okay with that budget, by all means. Hello, everybody.
Feel free.
Fantastic. Yeah. But I would give most of that away to the cast, honestly. Or like if there's like a discretionary fund for when listeners are having a shit time in life or something. I am a terrible businessman. So what we are trying to do, we want to work with this marketing agency. And they teach you how to actually use social media. We're terrible at it. And we need lessons. We need help. So we are currently taking donations for that. And people have been donating on PayPal. Thank you very much. We very much appreciate it. And going into 2026, we're going to school, basically, is what we want to do.
Please make sure a link to the PayPal is in the episode description.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit. See, bad businessman. I'm bad. Exactly. I'm bad at this.
Because the people that are doing the class and how to do this, it does take a little bit of money, and we would like to pay for that.
It's true. And to be clear,
thank you.
This is not a cast. I just want to make sure everybody, I don't know that everybody knows this. I think you know this.
Oh, this is not a cast. I know what you're going to say. Jesus God. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no. This is for real. This is not a cast that gets paid to do Dungeons and Randomness. We do this because, sure, but nobody is here because we're getting anything out of it other than we get to play together, that we get to play with Jason as our DM, and that we get to be part of this community. Like, this is just a hobby that's been codified into doing something on a regular basis or periodic basis or whatever it is. We're not getting anything out of this other than the pleasure of being part of this community and all the story that we get to tell. So anytime that there's ever a request for like, hey, could you throw a couple of, bucks over here, Patreon? This is for Jason and Bree and keeping everything going, for lights on, for keeping DNR, all of those logistics that have to happen. So to be very clear, this is not there's no money grab in here. This is put back straight into what you get, 100%. In case that wasn't always obvious, that's definitely true.
We have a book to ship too, and thanks to certain decision-making processes, we are potentially tens of thousands of dollars away from what we were because.
Oh man, that's terrific.
Terrific. Yep, that's a good place to go out on this episode. Lots of stuff coming up for 2026 for sure, and there'll be more. There'll be announcements on our Discord, and there'll be a link to join our Discord if you're not already part of our community. Please go join us on the Discord. You will get all sorts of amazing, fun discussions and announcements. And again, you will also once in a while get a link to patreon.com/DANDR, where you can join our Patreon behind the scenes, tidbits, extra shows, more fun, at higher tiers, games with Jason, Bree, others, all sorts of things are happening in the background. So there you go. That's my pitch.
Two more things we're working on. For the lovely people who are in games with me, not you, Ryan, but like the other people. No, like you're going to be getting some exclusive stuff just for being in games with me. It's more for your characters that you're playing and stuff. But like we're gonna get into that. I'm working on full written recaps for those too. That's a nightmare, but I'm working on it. And there's going to be more free stuff in the Patreon too. If you just want to join the Patreon for free, just to kind of keep a finger on the pulse of what's going on, there'll be more free stuff there too.
That's it, everybody. Thank you for everybody. Ryan, thank you, Jason. Thanks for being part of Extended Rest for November 2025. And be on the lookout for episodes coming up, taking us through the end of the year.
Yeah,
we'll
thank
see
you
you
guys
next month.
so much. Love you all.
Love you. Bye, everybody.
Explore the world of Theria on Dungeons and Randomness, a D&D podcast with 13 years of adventures and characters to explore. Our latest arc, Frostbourne, sees a small group attempt to survive the frozen wastes as they slowly rebuild an empire. It's the perfect jumping-on point for new and returning listeners alike. You can even help out the cast by listening and joining in on our Discord server. Check out Dungeons and Randomness wherever you get your podcasts.